Welcome, everyone. This is Kathleen Zemansky, and I'm a business Feng Shui master, business astrologer, and the creator of the TimeBlazr business management system. We're here to do the series about Feng Shui and Flying Star for the month of October. We're talking about the North Palace, and it's a little bit wonky, quite a bit wonky, so you may want to stay tuned to see how to handle the North in the month of October. And that goes all the way through to November the 6th. So we still have quite a bit of time. So I really want you to watch this now. This is not a watch later, save for later, because already in November, around the 6th, I'll be starting the new series for the pig month. So let's talk about the dog first. But first of all, what I want to express is that what I do as a business model is person, space, time, and then there's even another ring around that is the universal gateway, also known as Qimendunjia in Chinese. But what we try to do here at Five Elements Group is certainly make things that are in standard business English so it's easy for you to understand. So the first thing that I would like for you to do is download your chart. And this is where you go to find that link. It's at freebusinessastrology.com. You might want to do that for yourself and the people that you're sheltering in place with. Now, I want you to look on this chart because I'm going to be referring to this number today. There's sort of like a dome here that says, click on that for some videos or whatever. And then it's the Feng Shui personal power directions. And there's a number there. On this particular chart, we see a 5. That's going to be relevant to the conversation we're going to be having today. This is based on your date of birth and gender. And we want to find out what number you are. And you're going to either be a number of 1 all the way through 9. But if you have a 5 there, this might have a little bit different connotation for you, but it's still a pretty challenging area. So the links are all below if you would like to find out about that. Before I go too quick, I just want to also mention I have several free resources that I would love to share with you, and they are linked below as well. And while you're down there, you may want to subscribe to my channel if you're new to me, as well as like, comment, and share this content. Ring that bell so you make sure you get all notices about any content that we would be handing out. But one of the free resources that I have for you is you can either go to TimeBlazr.com, or these are also on YouTube, is to listen to my monthly predictions. This is just kind of an overall monthly thing. And then as well as once you run your chart, just go onto YouTube and then go to 2020, and then if you're like a rat or a pig or dog, whatever one of the 12 animal signs are in the natal chart, go ahead and listen to those videos as well as people that you're sheltering in place with, because that's going to help you understand for sure, why people are behaving a little bit the way that they are. Okay, so let's just jump in right now to the space, and this is the first dial that I want you to be looking at. In this dial, or grid, we're going to be talking about the North. We've already covered center, southeast, south, southwest, west, and northwest. So today we're talking about the North. This is our annual energies for the month, or for the year of the metal rat, and in the North we have disagreement. So already we know that this is a challenging area. I'm going to talk about the Feng Shui of the sector when we talk about the Feng Shui dial, because there's 2 dials that I talk about in this series. One is the Flying Star, and basically this is kind of the numerology, if you will, of the space. They always tell a picture of what these certain numbers mean and how you can behave. Now the Feng Shui is a little bit different in the respect it's going to tell you distinctly certain areas that are vibrant and what they're vibrant for, whereas the Flying Star one is a little bit more complex, and I'm trying to make it as simple as I can for you. But here's what I need you to do when you're doing anything that you're working with me with, you are going to need an accurate floor plan. So that's going to be step number one. Get your accurate floor plan. You can either get that through closing docs, property management. They should have a floor plan for you to have access to. And if you don't have that, then you're going to have to either hire a designer, or you could use some of the apps that are out there. Unfortunately, I can't really recommend an app that I've had great useful results with, so I don't want to recommend something that I can't stand behind myself. Okay, all right, so let's go back to our grid here. So this is where we have our annual energies, and we in the north is a bit challenging for the entire year. This month in particular, which is, we're going to be looking at just the north sector. If you want to understand any of the other ones that are grayed out, then just go back and listen to those videos. But really what I want you to just pick up really simply off of what I'm trying to describe here by the icons alone, that if they are all red, stay away from it. If they're all blue, we like it more. And I'm going to put a question mark with the south, because yes, you can use it, but we do have some danger there from a yearly influence in the Feng Shui aspect of it. And then the rest, southwest, west, and northwest, as you see it so far, this is sort of a mixed energy. So go where the energy is good, and your body is now the antenna, if you will. So what I want you to do is I want you to go in that area and then rejuvenate yourself. It helps rejuvenate your business, your relationships, health, everything. So when you're in the good energy, you are absorbing that good energy. When you're in the negative energy, things do not go the way that you want them to go. And if you're already struggling, I'm telling you, one of the best things you can do is get out of harm's way. Because, by the way, if you don't know this, when you are doing Feng Shui, Flying Star, or any of the things to do with your space, it is to help you achieve your goals. So you really need to know what you want to achieve. Being in the space can help you discern, but get into those more vibrant areas and you'll have more clarity of thought. If you end up being in the negative, your mind's always going to think negative, and the sky is falling. Well, we got pretty much close to what a sky is falling this year, if you ever saw one in your lifetime. But there are things that you can do. That's exactly why I'm giving you this free content, because I know that it can help you. I've been in this business for over 20 years, and I have seen a lot in the 20 years time. And then we have empirical data that goes back thousands of years of knowing how this methodology works. So let's go with something that's tried and tested, right? Okay, so let me tell you just a little bit about what the north is. And another thing I want to tell you as well, just so you understand, the right-hand number in this case in the north is 3. That's going to be our annual number, and that's all the way around this grid. The left-hand side is going to be the monthly, so that will change next month. And then what I want you to understand about this is that the 5-3 together is now going to tell us a little bit of a story, if you will. So, here we go. So the Flying Star, in the Flying Star system, like I said, the 3 is typically known for arguments, and the 5 is really considered one of the more powerful energies, if you will, but not necessarily in a positive way. It is considered the emperor. Now, do you remember just a few moments ago, and I can flash back to that, I'll just go back a couple of screens because I do want you to understand this on your astrology chart if you download my software, and I want to point out to you that we all come with or born with a certain number. And if you're a number 5, then that makes you the emperor or empress, depending. And so that's saying that you can actually handle some of this powerful energy. But the 5 does not like to be located in one of the outside boxes. And let me show you what I mean by a box or a palace. The 5, you see in the center palace where it just says the October 8th through the November 7th, and it's got a 9 and a 7. Well, the 5 likes to live there. And so, but here it's outside, and it's in the north, on the left-hand number, and then it's in the east where it has the right-hand number. So we have a monthly and an annual. Now, every single month, we're going to see that 5 fly, this is why it's called flying star, fly into a different direction. And so then that's when we have to figure out, well, what is it affecting, and how and why and how bad and things like that. Typically, it's going to be pretty unsettling. So, but if you are a 5, I just want to make clear that you potentially can handle the 5 a little bit better than other people. It's about taking big risk and big gain. But I'm telling you, I know several masters from around the world who have played with the 5, and more times than not, it has caused more problems than gain. So I want you to be on the safe side and avoid the north if you can. Now, this is if you can, and if you can't, you just have to really take a lot of caution here. All right, so let's go back to the conversation. Is so that, you know, the 5 is happiest located in the center, but this month, obviously, it's in the north from the monthly palace. So what I want you to understand is that when you put the 5 and the 3 together, it's just not going to be that pleasant in the north in this dog month. So if it's activated, you're going to see like literally this huge shocking clap of thunder on those. So it's like, you know how that just sort of startles you when you hear it if you're not used to it. I'm actually originally from the Midwest, and I used to actually love thunder and lightning storms. But now that I live in California, we don't have as a you know, normal weather pattern, we don't have thunder, so I'm not used to hearing it, and when I do, it does, you know, kind of shock me. Well, that's what the north is about a little bit, quite a bit in the month of the dog, which goes again all the way to when? November the 6th. So we're going to see some big change, but it's maybe not like what you expect. I want to give you another like kind of idea of how to think of it. When I was a young child, we used to play a game called jacks or pickup sticks, where you would take things and you just kind of throw them up in the air, and then they would fall where they may. And that's what this is. That's what the discussion is for the north for this particular month, where it's really going to be just so unsettling. You just don't even know where to look to pick up and really gather. So it's going to affect health, wealth, relationships. We just want to keep it quiet. So if you can, I would avoid getting out of it or using the north, because in classical Feng Shui, how you activate, one of the main ways you activate is getting your body in that energetic zone and doing actions. Working on your computer, making phone calls, things like that. That's you're awake. You're in the yang state of mind. We want to keep it more yin. So we want to keep it quiet. No renovations at all. And that's how we're going to keep this energy nice and happy, so it can go on and, you know, kind of be the emperor in disguise, if you will. All right. So that's what I want you to think about, is really avoiding that area. All right. So I did say I was going to go back to the chart just to have you understand the importance. One of these days we'll do a little YouTube on each one of these numbers, but I have a feeling that's going to have to wait until after my annual event in January and after Chinese New Year, because this is really the busiest time of year for me as I get prepared for the upcoming Chinese New Year, which isn't until February, but that's how long it takes to get all of the Feng Shui dials done and all the things that need to happen. But again, this is where you find the chart. Unfortunately, with OBS, I really can't have you see my mouse, so just hear me when I say this. Towards the bottom right-hand side of the page, we have kind of like a dome where it says, you know, click on that for some free stuff. But where I want you to look is the number, and it's in a grade box, and it's going to be either a number 1 all the way through 9. You will only have 1, but if you're a 5, you are somewhat immune to what I just said. You still can be using the 5, but like I said, you prefer to be in the center the center of the universe evolves around you, and you have all the worker bees doing all the stuff for you. When you're on the outside boxes, in this case in the north monthly, and then I'll be talking about the east in a couple of days, you're with the worker bees, and you don't like to be with the subordinates. You like to be the superior being, right? So that's how you would be looking at this. Okay. All right. Let's go on to the next piece that I wanted to show you is that I'm also, if you're interested in getting these dials, and I highly recommend you doing this. You might think, oh, it's October, why even bother? Let me tell you, when I first started doing Feng Shui, my story sprinkled all over the place. But when I started doing Feng Shui, I was really not in a very good situation. So it really turned my life around just like that. So if it could work for me, like literally in 10 days, that's why I'm so impressed by the methodology, that if you start using that, you can really start changing your life around. Do not wait to bring positivity to your life. If you want it, it's there for the taking, but you have to do your work. Get that floor plan, get your compass direction, and then use these dials. And then the link for the compass dials are below as well, but you can get those at freecompassdial.com. This is live, so we don't have the little titles and stuff. Okay. And we do so many, it doesn't make sense to go back and do them, so we just have to listen to it here. All right, here is superimposed over a floor plan. And as you can see, we only have 2 more sectors to do, but in the north, we have this particular sector. Now, the reason I want to show this to you over a floor plan, if I was this client, what I would do is I would avoid using these back doors. One looks like it's going into a kitchen, one is into a hall. If I could, I would absolutely not use this as much as possible, because we are looking at activating. When you use it, you activate it. All right, now the next dial I want to show you is the annual Feng Shui dial for the entire year, all the way through to February 3rd, 2021. It's coming. I can't even believe it's October, actually, but it is. All right, so what we have in the north is we have the Grand Duke. Anytime we have the year of, and currently we're right now in the year of the rat, then that is always considered the Grand Duke. The Grand Duke, kind of like the Emperor, doesn't want to be bothered with anything, right? So what we want to do is just let the Emperor, or the Grand Duke in this case, be very, very quiet. No renovations, and if you can avoid being in that area for long periods of time, that's great. Now, some of you are going to say, well, wait a minute, that's where my kitchen's at, that's where my front door is at, that's where my bedroom is at. Well, you know what? It's going to happen eventually to everyone, that these energies are going to shift. So what I need to tell you in this particular case is you just need to take extra precautions, as in, potentially using better communication with your relationships and partnerships, potentially take better care of yourself. I wouldn't wait till you got super sick. Like, prevention is going to be key for you. If you have certain animals in your chart, such as a horse, which is the conflicting animal with the rat, that could create a little bit more problem for you. And then as far as finances, yesterday I watched Bloomberg, and they gave an estimate of what, and it was probably very true to the actual numbers, I'm sure, if they're talking about it on Bloomberg. In the 2-day prime, 2 days, Amazon took in $3.5 billion. That's with a B. So if you're someone that's struggling with some finances and things like that, I know deprivation is hitting us really hard this year, you guys, but don't make things worse, right? So curb your spending if you can, and really watch what is happening in the north, but keep it quiet. No renovations inside or outside of your property. Oops. Okay, and then here is again on the floor plan for this person, so you can clearly see how that goes over the, that door. But I would include, the whole north over this in this particular case. All right, and then when we combine them together, this is the green dial, the darker green or more hunter green, I guess, maybe not quite that color, but that is the flying star, and then the other is the Feng Shui. Now I talked about each month or each day about the Feng Shui dial, so go back and listen to those other recordings, so I'm just not repeating the information every day. And if you want those dials, again, you can grab them below or go to freecompassdial.com. Okay, now I did talk about person, space, and time, and the time is my proprietary calendar called the TimeBlazr. So this really is more, it's another free service that I'm giving on YouTube Live every single Tuesday. I do something that is called TimeBlazr Tuesday, so we do that live Tuesday mornings around 10-ish a.m. Pacific. So that's where you can come in and get your week planned out using favorable timing, using my TimeBlazr, which is a personalized calendar system for you to do your important launches. So there, you can find out more about that on TimeBlazr Tuesday, and I would go right now and listen to the rest of the week and really start using that timing immediately. This is a holistic system, person, space, time, universe. When you use them as kind of standalone, you can get one benefit from it, but when you use it holistically, you get a plethora of benefits from it. So that's how I want you to start looking at how you have control over your life by just taking some actions to get yourself set up right. Okay, so if you would like a 30-day free trial of my TimeBlazr, just go to free30timetrial.com, and right now, no credit card is required. You may not have an extreme amount of time to watch that video, unfortunately for you, because there's a lot of great stuff in there, but I do have daily predictions on Facebook and LinkedIn. That would be my Facebook 5 Elements group or Facebook TimeBlazr, and I just do a little recap of the day. It's not as extensive, but they could companion together as well. So here is one of the last things I want to tell you as far as free resources. This is going to happen next Friday, October the 23rd, and it's going to be from a TimeBlazr perspective. I'll come back to that slide, but I just want to look at you while I'm talking about this. In the TimeBlazr system, there's 12 different types of days, and one of the days is a remove day. And what this actually can help you do is remove things that no longer serve you, whether it be a digital file, a client. I mean, maybe you need to fire a client. It could be a relationship. There could be a number of things that it no longer is serving your highest and best good. So what we want to do is, and we're working on the level of more space, if you will. So I would like you to pick a 2-hour project, because we're going to do this together, and please share this link about this. We're going to do this together, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking one area. It could be one area of your desk, one drawer in your office. It could be digital. That's what I'm going to be working on, because I'm running out of hard drive space with all these videos that we're recording now in these days. And all these companies are really happy for us to be buying new hard drives and all that kind of stuff to house all this great information. But with that said, I do need to do a little cleanup. So I'm going to be working right along with you. And so what I want you to do, find a 2-hour project that you can complete, so you can feel the vibration of what it's like to work with, being in flow with the energy of the universe. And then, that's what we're going to be doing. So it's completely free. So if you're interested in doing that, go to bit.ly/Power Hours 1023, and then you'll be sent all the information about that. So if you are going to attend that day, it kind of straddles over a long lunch hour. So do yourself a great favor and do maybe a nice cleansing lunch that day. Make sure that your vibration is up as well. So help yourself so you can really stay focused and get the things done that you want to do. So and really, it's focus 2 hours. Let's get her done kind of situation here. So that's what that is about. Okay. The last thing I do want to tell you about is my annual event. We have already started selling tickets for that. I'm very excited. It's a 2-day live stream event, January 16th and 17th, 2021. And it's between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. Pacific. And the link is bit.ly/Metal Ox. And those are basically, it is, we've got extra early bird tickets on right now. So the longer you wait, the more you're going to have to pay. So we would, we want you, we know this is tough times. So we really are discounting this fabulous weekend. So just so I can tell you a little bit about this, I am very, very excited. I will be going through basically the general, trends for the year, which I talked extensively about in my event in January about the metal rat, talking about the superviruses, etc. And then I'll talk about all of the elements, all of the animals. I'll be talking about the annual Feng Shui, Flying Star, adding Universal Gateway, which is the spiritual side to the space this year. We're going to be talking TimeBlazr, giving you good dates and time to trigger your space for optimal results. So it's like acupuncture for the space. And then we're going to be doing the Universal Gateway. The Universal Gateway, because it is live, I wasn't able to do this in a live audience because it would just take too much time and not everybody is going to understand this. So we're going to prep you on how you can get into your Universal Gateway direction, and based on the information of the annual energies, we're going to set your goals. So I'm so excited about it. And I know of no one who presents this information in the way that I do. So hopefully you'll be able to join us because it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. And people that have been following me for a while say that's one of the things they love about my event is that it really does balance the yin and yang, and we walk away with the playbook for the year. So that's how I want to set you up for next year. But what I want you to do first is get yourself set up this year. So the quicker that you are in that more positive vibration, the quicker you're going to be receiving more and more good stuff coming your way. So, all right, you guys, we got 2 more days left. We are hitting a weekend, and I got a couple of deadlines here. I'm going to try to get on tomorrow and Sunday, but if you don't, you'll hear back from me Monday morning, and we will make sure we call it a wrap no later than Tuesday. So see you hopefully tomorrow, but we will finish this up very, very soon. So thanks so much. I appreciate